Hi there. Today we're gonna be talking about the difference between do and make. I know this is a little bit challenging for you, especially for the Turkish students, but when I explain this in this video, I don't think you will have any difficulties. What is the difficulty, by the way, for the Turkish students? It is when we say do, it's yapmak, and make, it's yapmak too. So it doesn't seem to have any kind of differences, but there is. So if you're ready, let's get started with the video. As I said, the difference between do and make is a little bit subtle. Do means yapmak in Turkish and make means yapmak too. So what's the difference? It's actually very simple. When we say do, it's a regular yapmak. Sıradan bir yapmak arkadaşlar. Whatever you want to say in Turkish with yapmak, you can use do here with your English speaking. But when we say make, it has more of a kind of a meaning of create or produce. So let's try to understand this difference with more exercises, more examples. As I said, when I say do, it's a regular yapmak in Turkish. But actually, there could be an intricate idea of do as well, which is when we are talking about our responsibilities, we use do. And when we are talking about abstract ideas, we use do. So what do we say? It is, for example, what are you doing this evening? What are you doing this evening? This is just a regular do. And when we say bu akşam ne yapıyorsun? It's what are you doing this evening? But let's take a look at this example. I did my homework last night. I did my homework last night. This is ödevimi yaptım dün gece. So when we say homework, it's an idea of responsibility. And it's also something abstract, not tangible, not concrete. So as you can see, when we say do homework, do housework, for example, these ideas can have the idea of responsibility or kind of an abstract noun. Let's take a look at more examples. What do you do for living? What do you do? What do you do for living? Which means işin ne? Ne iş yapıyorsun? Another example. Could you do me a favor? Could you do me a favor? Do me a favor means bana bir iyilik yap. Could you do me a favor? Bana bir iyilik yapabilir misin? Here, the idea of favor is not responsibility, yes, but still it's an abstract noun. So when we say favor, we don't say it with make, which means create or produce. We say do me a favor. So these are the expressions we use with do. Do homework. Do housework. Do an exam. Do a test. Do somebody a favor, as we said before. Do a research. Do a course. Do an exercise. Do the shopping. Do the washing up. Do the laundry. Do the ironing. And the last one is do the cooking. As you can see, all these expressions have either the idea of responsibility or they are abstract nouns. So if you understand what the idea of do or how we use do, let's take a look at the use of make. Here comes the use of make. As I said at the beginning of the video, make has the meaning of produce or create. So for example, when we say something like, can you make us some coffee? Can you make us some coffee? The idea of making coffee is producing or creating coffee. The drinkable coffee, of course. It's not the beans or the powder coffee. But anyway, if we are talking about a coffee plantation or coffee factory, they make coffee powder or coffee beans as well, because the idea is still create. We never say do coffee. Let's take a look at the next example. Speaking of factories, we can say in this factory they make cars. So when we say they make cars, we say they produce cars. Here, the word produce and make are synonyms. Or we can say they create cars, which is not very good in terms of use of English, but still the idea is more or less the same. Let's take a look at the next example. This shoe is made of leather. For example, I'm holding a shoe here and I say this shoe is made of leather. I say it's produced by using leather as the resource. So as I said, the idea is either create or produce when we use the word make. So let's take a look at the expressions of how we use make. Make a phone call. Make a mistake. Make an appointment. Make a list. Make a noise. Make your bed. Make the breakfast table or make the dinner table. So here are the uses of or the differences of do and make. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you some questions in the screen, and I will want you to answer these questions according to the information given in the video. The answers of these questions will be written in down below. You can check your answers from there. So let's take a look at the questions. In these questions, you need to use the correct form of make or do. So it could be making or did or something like that. So the questions are, the first one, I hate something housework, especially cleaning. The second question, why do you always something, a form of do or make, the same mistake? The third question, can you something me a favor? The fourth question, have you something your homework? The fifth question, I need to see the dentist, but I haven't something, a form of make or do, an appointment. The sixth question, I'm something, a course in photography at the moment. The seventh question, the last time I something, an exam, was 10 years ago. The eighth question, how many phone calls did you something yesterday? And the ninth question, when you have finished exercise 1, you can something exercise 2. The 10th question, there's something wrong with the car. The engine is something, a strange noise. 11th question. It was a bad mistake. It was the worst mistake I've ever something, period. And the 12th question. Let's something a list of all the things we have to something today. So, these are the differences between the use of do and make. If you think this video is useful, please hit the thumb button. And if you wanted to see the similar videos in the future, please subscribe. See you next time.